Alright, so we now have these measures ready for us. We've got some calculations around profit, expenses, revenue, cost, gross profit and gross margin. Yep. So now we want to go ahead and start creating our report. We'll probably start with a waterfall chart. What is the goal? So let's say this particular company, they want to understand as part of their distribution how their cost, profit and sales have been turning out over a period of time. All right. So let's also take a look at the tables here. We've got cash flow, inflow, outflow, and then what the expenses look like, what are the sales. So for the purpose of really tracking it in this waterfall chart, we're going to use the waterfall chart visual, which is over here. What we want to do is actually understand how the cash has been flowing inward, outward, towards costs, towards sales, towards revenue. Eventually they will understand what the profit and revenue are, right? So this is how we are approaching this case. So let's go ahead and create another table. Now this table is going to contain all the data required for our waterfall chart. So let's go to this one and then let's create a new table. I'm going to use a DAX expression here, data analysis expression, right? Waterfall financials is the name of the table. We are going to calculate the revenue, cost, expenses and net profit. How are we doing it? We are using the union function, where it is going to combine the rows from different tables. So as we work through, I'll also give you a background to this DAX expression so that you, if ever you require, you can apply it to your work context, right? So here we are using the union DAX function. This is going to combine the rows from different tables, which is cash flow, expenses, sales, etc., right? So here you will have what the name of the table is and what is the row name, what is the column name, what's the value we are picking and what's the column name. So let's go ahead and confirm our DAX expression, and this is our new table now. You can create a new table from home ribbon on the top, as we know. Okay. So now on the right hand side, if you check the data pane, you can expand the waterfall financials and you will see the two columns that have been added. We've got category and we've got amount. Okay. So let's go back to our report view now. Let's take a look at our waterfall financials here. Okay. So now what we want to do is, let's go ahead and present our waterfall chart. Let's create our waterfall chart. This is our waterfall chart. We are going to add the category into the category field and amount into our y-axis. So there it is. Now let's take a quick moment to actually understand what's going on here. I'll also focus it a bit more so you can see. So here you will be able to see the revenue that our company has been generating, sample company. Here you will see what the expenses are, what the costs are, and then what the net profit is. You will also be able to see, just hover over it for the tooltips, like all our default visuals over there. You can also customize your tooltips. For another video, we'll go slightly deeper into that, how to contextualize that. Now here, if you take a look, one of the first things that you, or maybe when we present it to someone, you'll be able to see that profit is somewhere in the second place itself, but it might be a little more useful to have it towards the end, right? But what you may also notice is, because we have put it as a single visual, we don't have the option to individually sort it out, or maybe we have. Any thoughts, any guesses for how it can be done? Let's take a quick guess. If you take a look at waterfall financials expression, you will see that we are anyway manually combining the rows from other tables, right? So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to give another column called sort order. Sort order. And here you can specify the order of the column. Let's say we want revenue as the first one. Just a second. You want cost as the second one. Expenses to be the third one. And then let's have profit as the last one. So you can specify the order of the columns that we want over here. This is not the last step anyway, it's just the initial step. So let's go ahead and give this a go and see what happens to our table. Now when we add a column, we also want to specify one more thing, which is the sort order function, right? Add column, add columns. Okay, so let's take a slightly closer look here. We are going to combine some rows from other tables as columns into our new table. We are also going to add another column explicitly with the values that we have mentioned over here. So this is our complete DAX expression. Now let's go ahead and confirm it. Okay, so let's take a look at our table. So, okay, what does this say? Add columns, cannot add since it already exists. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take away the add columns function alone. I'm showing you the mistakes as well here so that you also have an idea what we can do when we face such issues, right? So let's just structure it properly. Yep. Get rid of the extra closing brackets. Okay, that's better. There we go. So you'll now see how we are combining these values into two columns, and then we've added another column, sort order, we're specifying the number. So let's confirm this expression. You will now see the data table behind. Let's just make sure, please make sure always when you add a table, you are able to add it from the table view, right? Okay, so that's it. So now I've just taken away the category and added it one more time. Now it is much more clearer for us that what you're seeing in this visual is the revenue and then costs, expenses, hence this is the total profit and what is the total revenue, right? So you can just keep it over here, hover over each of these bars and see. If you want any more tool tips, you can also add it further down. We'll maybe sort that out, discuss that in a couple of minutes or in another section. So that's about our waterfall chart, which will give you a great visual. Purpose of this visual, right? You know what we are actually tracking here is where did the money go,